What's up, everybody? It's Beacock, and welcome to another League of Legends game. And I'm going to go ahead and put my bets on purple team right now because Kobe24, for those of you who don't know, the new bot on this team, is actually the old backup jungler for CL Gaming. And back in the day, I used to love Kobe. He actually carried them to victory in a Rammus game one time. I remember it was one of the first tournament games I ever watched. And because of that, he's always been one of my favorite players. I also believe recently in an interview that he did conduct, somebody asked him, why don't you play pro anymore? He's like, I got a real job now. And I thought that was hilarious. So I'm going to go ahead and root for purple team here, although blue team does have the odd one on it. I'm playing that Nautilus a lot slower than the newly adapted new jungle that everybody loves playing now. Well, I'm having some trouble with this red buff. That's just the nature of the beast when you play Nautilus. Very slow jungler, very susceptible to counter jungling. Going to be rough with that Nunu. However, we'll see if he can do something over here. Looks like he's already opting to counter jungle Nautilus over here. Taking his big golem, as I guess you would want to call it, one of the two small golems, the bigger of the two small golems. And it looks like bottom lane does have Tarek as well as Corki in it. Against, oh, hold on a second, going for an early gank on this Corki over here. Still doesn't have his Valkyrie yet. Does waste both flashes bottom lane. Good move by Kobe, doing that counter jungling as well as a good ward going down from Tarek. We'll realize that Kobe's over here. However, Tarek's just standing still, gonna try to protect his Corki over here, doing a very good job of that. Sun Pada is gonna go ahead and try to do any amount of damage she can. However, a good move by Tarek, trying to distract that Nunu and take the ice ball himself. Mid lane is Orianna versus Karthus. Orianna should win early. Karthus should help his team more out in the late game. We'll see what happens against that lane. Expect Orianna to go aggressive here and hopefully whittle down this Karthus over time. Shouldn't be wasting mana on farming right now. But all the while, the odd one is going to counter jungle Kobe24 as he's going this gank heavy build. He sees him continuously ganking, so while he's doing that, he'll easily take some of his jungle buffs. Going to go ahead and go for this Vladimir top lane who is against Aurelia. I believe Aurelia is an easy counter to Vladimir. Vladimir looks like he first picked that, so definitely on purpose there. The other one going to be looking out for Kobe over here. Does see him taking those wraiths. However, he's too slow to really do anything about it. Kobe will be happy just taking that fat wraith and walking out of there. Orianna should be doing any amount of reaction right now. However, she's not too worried about the odd one in her jungle, realizing that no kill is most likely going to go down there. Kobe's still pretty in a happy place right now. Has ganked for bottom lane, has ganked for mid lane. The odd one, the only thing he's done is countered his red buff, and it looks like Kobe just totally skipped over that, realizing that if the odd one was in his jungle right here, that probably means his red buff is gone, and it's probably not his red buff that he has on him right now. But like I was saying earlier, Vlad normally is a counter lane, or Vlad normally gets countered by Aurelia. However, Aurelia having a tough time against this Vlad right now. She does outdamage him eventually. However, Vlad just playing so aggressive on her will be able to whittle her down. And bot lane for blue side is in a peculiar situation right now after wasting both of those flashes. They do want to play very careful. Kobe revealing himself in middle right now, which is something that he doesn't want to do, but Vlad's going to be jumped on here by the odd one. Hopefully he has flash or something, because he will easily go down. If not, he's going to go ahead and opt not even to waste his flash. Oh no, he actually did ghost in the middle of that. Easily goes down to the odd one, far overextending himself. The Wild Canadian Chicks is apparently that Vlad's name, and needs to play a little bit more safe next time. Needs to not be pushing up on that. If you are pushing up that far, I know it's hard not to push up that hard while you're playing Vlad. I was making sure I was going to come out right. While you're playing Vlad, because he does have that pushing power. But that's not the only way you can bully somebody out of lane. Missing a kill bottom lane on the blue side, which should not be happening right now, to be honest. They both do not have flash. Let's see what went down here. Apparently, not looking. Apparently, Tarek not going aggressive down here. We do see Corki is a higher level than Ezreal right now, getting that early lead from the golems. Does get that stun off on Ezreal. Does get the shatter off as well, reducing his reducing his armor. And the ignite will finish him off. No, Tarek actually auto attacks him to finish him off. Soraka gonna be hardly able to get out of there. Very bad situation for purple team right now. Blue team being up 2-0. Thanks to that odd one gank early on that top lane. Very good move by him, as well as blue team being able to pull it out down here while having no flash summoner spells. Nunu's going to try to make a move on Aurelia up here. She does have flash up right now, so it will be a little bit difficult Wild Canadian Chicks needs to go a little bit aggressive here, try to give his new sight. However, not doing anything, taking so much damage from these minions. She needed to run past them, to be honest, and not take all that damage. Yarbs is just going to turn around on Kobe now and do as much damage as he can. A counter gank coming out from OddOne. He knows that Wild Canadian Chicks' Ghost and Heal both aren't up. And Wild Canadian Chicks is going to get jumped on. Most likely a turret, though. If you hear a flash coming in from Yarbs, will not be able to do anything. However, Kobe now is going to start going down there. Slow going down from the OddOne. It was just so heavy. However, both of them getting out there pretty safe. Canadian Chicks does get caught, though, and her pool is not up right now. Or his. I don't know if that is a boy or a girl, but Wild Canadian Chicks are always good in my book. Ain't that right, Stoof? And looks like Yarbs will go ahead and farm happily here. The other one looking for an opportunity to jump on Canadian Chicks again. Does go ahead and pull under that. Needs to get out of there, else he will get stunned. Yarbs is going to easily jump on this and secure the kill. Bad move by Canadian Chicks. Don't know why he/C went back in there. And it looks like bottom lane and blue team in general is just doing very well. I mean, this Karthus having no problems against this Aurelia, when really he should be getting zoned out by her. He's out farming her by far. And, I mean, that's just not how it should be going right now. The team fights as well as the lane trades are going to get so much easier for blue team as Karthus gets his ultimate. And even though we have this Soraka to counter out the Karthus ultimate, he's going to have ultimate for 2 levels above her. And look at all that damage going down from Corki now. I mean, purple team on bot lane basically has no chance. Vlad was already in a counter lane to start up there, and now he has 2 deaths against this Aurelia. Finally, Reap does go aggressive on Muddy Kip. However, nothing really going to come from it. He's just going to be able to go back. Does waste Flash, as well as forces Karthus to waste Flash. However, would have been better off just getting a kill. Kobe does take that blue buff from Reap over there. Most likely the cause of that is because Kobe is a little bit far behind now, having no assists as his counterpart jungler does. Canadian Chick is going to take so much damage up here. That's not even going to be funny. Wild Canadian Chick's just getting pummeled up there. And who doesn't like to hear that? Can't really farm at all anymore, considering how strong this Aurelia now is. What items does she have? She does have a magic resist mantle, as well as that Phage, allowing her to be a lot more tanky, as well as do some extra damage. Sun Powder getting a kill down here as Kobe goes and ganks. Let's see what happens. Kobe does go through lane, does force a fight with this team, getting a slow off on Tarek, doing so much damage right now. And that last W, as well as auto attack, finishes them off finally. Very good move by Kobe going through the lane there. Applaud for both junglers right now. However, while that's happening, the OddOne's going to go ahead and make a move on top lane. While Canadian Chick's just putting down her ward right now, or his ward, going to walk into this bush and be like, oh shit, found the OddOne. Doing so much CC. The OddOne still does have ultimate. He knows that Wild Canadian Chick doesn't have her pool anymore, but it doesn't even matter. Good control by the OddOne to not waste all of his spells there to try to secure that kill. Wild Canadian Chick did have Ghost left. However, good resistance on her as well for not using that, because if she would have used Ghost, he would have just popped his ultimate. Would have been easily able to net that kill. Kobe just hovering around this bottom lane, really wants to punish this bottom lane. Luceria doing a Valkyrie as well as a flash to get out of there. Is that his name? Lucrio doing a Lucrio? I don't know. Doing a flash and Valkyrie to get out of there. Good move by him. Reap now finally trying to go aggressive on this mid lane, but it's going to be hard considering that he does not have the blue buff that Karthus has. Kobe did take that away. Let's remind you guys of that again. And because of that, Muddy Kip's going to be easily able to farm up over here using every potion he has and just pushing this lane to his heart's content, because his blue buff is going to allow him to do that. Farm 76 to 66 in this mid lane is rough. And it looks like the OddOne as well as Jarbs is going to be looking for Wild Canadian Chicks again, aren't we all? However, not going to find them in the jungle, just trying to counter jungle right now, which it really should be the opposite. The OddOne just showing his dominance in current pro play as compared to Kobe's old pro play. I don't even know what to call that. However, Canadian Chicks looks like he's going to get dove again up here. Does have heal available this time as well as Ghost. However, most likely both will not be popped. He does pop the heal while being ignited for no reason. Not the best move there. Kobe's going to try to go ahead and head top lane. Just, I don't know, warning signals going out for some reason for top lane, apparently for blue team. But really, to their surprise, it's just going to be Kobe. He's not really going to be able to do much. They'd be able to stop him if he started channeling an ultimate or anything like that. Not too scary. But being safer than sorry over there, going to head back because they don't No, perhaps maybe bot lane is coming or something. Reap finally getting a Catalyst proc in mid lane will allow him to get some mana as well as health back. It's not going to be enough. An ultimate coming out for Ezreal. Maybe we'll hit somebody in the base. Oh, hardly misses Yarps there. Just trying to farm up some gold. A little bit greedy from him though. I don't know why he's farming gold from his mid lane. Doesn't really want to be doing that considering how far Orianna already is behind in farm. And what's really surprised me is that Mudkip or Karthus' ultimate has not come into play yet in this game. It will start coming into play a little bit later. Karthus, that flavor of the month that for some reason fell out of flavor of the month. I don't know why, to be honest, because he still is very strong. They did increase his ultimate cooldown duration by a bunch at earlier level. However, it doesn't mean that the ultimate is not viable. If you use it correctly, you're still able to net easy kills that you shouldn't be able to net. Yarb's going aggressive on this top lane over here. Kobe does flash in just to get the slow off. Double slows going down from everybody. Canadian chicks need to be careful over here. That flash going out at the final time right there. Kobe's hoping for any amount of damage to go down. A good heal goes off from Soraka from across her. Mudkip does net a kill in the middle there with no assist from the OddOne, so I'm curious to see what happened there. And that top lane gank just doing nothing considering Canadian chicks can basically do no damage up there. All she has is that revolver, not allowing her to do much damage. And let's see what happened to poor Orianna in mid lane. She does get walled. It does look like Mudkip lands 1 Q. He does get ulted over there. OddOne does come in. Excuse me. Apparently there was an assist by the OddOne. Getting hit. Another Q coming out misses. Another Q coming out hits, and that finishes her off easily. Good awareness by the OddOne of what his jungle is able to do as well as what his mid lane is able to do. If Mudkip missed 1 Q on there, it would have been a lot tougher gank for him. However, all the while, bot lane is going to go a little bit aggressive here. Tarek going balls to the wall, does stun Sunpowder, gets both his ultimate as well as his Q off, excuse me, as well as his W off. However, not doing much damage to that Soraka lane. Has so much sustain just from 1 heal. They will be able to play back aggressive, but with all these minions down here, they do want to farm those as opposed to actually going aggressive. Top lane, while Canadian chicks are just going all out up here, needs to slow it down. I know you can't stop from like your lane from pushing, but you could just last hit instead of she seems to be using, or he, I don't know, seems to be using E every time it's up. And while you do want to do that to keep your stacks up on your E as Vlad, you don't want to continuously push your lane if you're losing this hard. If she uses E right here, I'm really pissed. I'm so pissed right now. He needs to calm down with the pushing. He needs to realize that he's losing the lane, and that if he keeps doing this, he will go ahead and die again. The OddOne's coming in. Yarbs is making a move. He even stuns Canadian chicks almost on turret. I thought he was going to be able to get that. Going so aggressive here, Yarbs will go down, however. Finally, Canadian chicks landing his/her first kill. However, revaluing himself in that lane, which is also something you need to realize there. Mudkip all the while does find Kobe in his jungle, doing so much damage, preventing the counter jungle there. Kobe will go down easily. A nice 300 gold for Karthus there. Reap having no reaction on that at all. And all the while, blue team is getting more and more and more ahead. However, their bot lane is doing relatively well. That Ignite will finish off Corki hardly. I mean, Q was off of cooldown for Tarek. However, he did not have the mana to do it for that Corki. Devastating. Always very devastating to see that in lane. If the only thing he could have done to get any amount of mana is run up to purple team and try to get some auto attacks on there. Just because blue team is losing... Oh my gosh, a flash coming out from Terry. Just because blue team is losing in top as well as mid lane right now, as well as jungle, doesn't mean this game is lost. A good AD carry with a good team to peel for him can always make the win the game. It is always a comeback factor. If you're doing good, if you're doing bad but your AD carry is doing good, there's always a chance that you can peel for him and just win the game. Mudkip, so accurate with these Qs right now. Look at that. Would have landed the kill right now. OddOne's going to be able to flash the wall, getting slowed down so much by Reap. While Canadian chicks are just going to ignore this, just doing her thing. Oh, a good heal coming out from Soraka. However, oh my gosh, a great hook coming out from the OddOne. Basically blind there. Does land it out of nowhere. Kobe trying to slow down. Ooh, the random ultimate coming out again. Just trying to farm. Trying to slow down this Karthus from doing anything. However, no mana will prevent him at all. Kobe being a little bit aggressive. Needs to be careful on the OddOne over there. So sad to see Kobe not doing too well in this game, considering he is one of my favorite players. However, there's still hope, like I said. Blue team going to go ahead and actually take this dragon and extend their gold lead to about 4K now. going to be rough. It's going to be a rough comeback, but I'm still going to stick to my word and say it's still possible, guys. Wild Canadian Chick's going to be able to push his top turret while she realizes that the rest of the team, the rest of the blue team is at Dragon right now. Going to go ahead and pussy out and go back for some reason while it's still ability to push the tower. Should have stayed a little bit longer. Nunu picking up that red buff. Reap finally getting her or his, I don't know. I always refer to the champion as either your name sounds or what sex the champion actually is. But Reap finally picking up his Rod of Ages against this Karthus, who's had it for a little while longer than him. Bot lane for purple team still being very strong. No wards, however, anywhere for bot lane right now. Soraka does have wards in her inventory, however, she is neglecting to put them up. Realizing that TheOddOne will most likely not gank this lane, considering he does see it as a lost lane now. Once you see a lane as a lost lane as a jungler, you're going to let it go. Unless purple team, you realize purple team has like no wards up, or if they're pushing so hard like they are right now. Kobe is found out that he is in that bush over there. Good awareness by Karthus there to realize that he is in that bush. Probably saw him through that ward when he walked in. Good move by him. TheOddOne about 2 levels ahead of Kobe right now. Going to be very hard to come back from that, as well as top lane is only 1 level behind now. Wild Canadian Chicks having 79 farm to the 93 farm of Aurelia. And Aurelia already has a wit's end. And that basically spells doom for Vlad, because she will now outdamage him as well as outtank him. Basically do everything that he wants to do to her. She just can't handle. And it looks like blue team is onto this Kobe play down here. They do see him in the bush over there. Purple team apparently does not know that this ward is there at all. He is trying to sneak into this next bush. They do know he's here, which is kind of sad. You just see him wasting so much time. All the while, TheOddOne's going to make another move on Wild Canadian Chicks. Doesn't need to be standing in the way of TheOddOne right now. Could have just moved behind his minions. But instead, he does tank it like a man. And then easily just tries to get out of there. TheOddOne's going to push his lane for his Aurelia, and most likely going to try to make a power play on the turret right now. Sun Powder going aggressive down here against this against this losing lane. Kobe going to try to come in as well and push the lane as well. Going to be able to push them out, trying to take any amount of global gold right now, get the turret. Muddy Kip, however, coming down all alone, trying to catch out Kobe, who is also all alone. However, so much damage going down from Sun Powder over here. Kobe's ultimate gets automatically cancelled by a lucky Taric stun, to be honest. And Muddy Kip is going down relatively fast to that AoE ultimate from Ezreal, but Ezreal is easily able to go down, as well as the ultimate from Karthus doing a lot of damage to Kobe, as well as heals for Hug. And I would never trade a heal for a hug, to be honest. My hugs are precious. And heal for Hug is going to be able to walk out of there with Kobe very happily there. Karthus picking up an assist in the end there, as well as finally taking down that Ezreal, who was 3-1 to start that, or 2-1 to start that fight, now 3-2. Personally, I think that's going into purple team's favor. However, the game itself is always in blue team's favor right now, considering this top lane Vlad is just getting pummeled by the TheOddOne. TheOddOne just going up here so often. Only 1 ward in the tri-bush. Vlad does know he's here, trying to get out of there in time. I don't know what the TheOddOne's waiting for. Kind of chilling out, seeing if Aurelia is coming, or Orianna is coming, which she is. So a good move by him, being a self-ward over there. Does catch Wild Canadian Chicks. Will go ahead and ult him most likely. Not even. He knows he doesn't need it. Why would he use it? An ultimate going off from Wild Canadian Chicks. Just a last-ditch effort to do anything. But Kobe, as well as Orianna, can basically do nothing against this push now. Kobe only having his ultimate that's not even off cooldown yet to be able to thwart them off, and Orianna just basically doing no damage with just her Rod of Ages is not going to be able to do much against this lane. Purple side down here, however, is of course always doing well. Soraka's heal just being so powerful against this Taric Ezreal lane. Good flash out by Taric, or Arcane Shift out, does allow him to play safe there. Taric basically landing every Q and W that he can is allowing them to win this lane very handedly. As long as those pokes keep landing, as well as Soraka keeps feeding him mana, this lane's going to be easy. Look how much mana she gives him. It's ridiculous. That's at least like 2 Qs and an E. Kobe trying to do any amount of aggression on Yarbs over here. Needs to be careful, though, because Yarbs is so far ahead of the rest of the game. Yarbs in a team fight is going to be a problem now. Excuse me. However, purple team finally does pick up 1 turret there. Sort of evening out the gold count now. However, at the same time, blue team does pick up a turret as well in the mid lane, I believe. Where was that turret pickup? Was that mid lane? I would only have to assume that's mid lane. Kobe trying to taunt the Aurelia to come on to him, try to get this Vlad in on it a little bit. However, it's not going to work. Pretty obvious that that was a bait there by Kobe. Reap trying to get focused down by Muddy Kip as well as the Odd One. However, not going to happen. Going to try to play as safe as possible, make it to that late game that they want to make it to get Ezreal as fed as possible. However, Ezreal building a straight Triforce, in my opinion, is a big misstep here. It's not enough damage for him. He needed to build either like a Sheen into an Infinity Edge or something like that. The Odd One does get caught out by Sanpara over here. However, they do back out wisely, realizing that they don't have any wards. Or they do have a ward right here that is revealing to them that Taric has came, as well as Corki is coming. Reap getting caught out here, does ultimate two people, Muddy Kip as well as the Odd One. Oh, a good ultimate coming out from Ezreal. Does do so much damage to that Karthus over there. A 1 for... Oh, a 2 for 2 exchange. Very good. Kobe does take out Yarbs on top lane. I.e., what happened there? Looks like he got a full channel ultimate, as well as Aurelia did trade for the Vlad over there. Kobe coming in for the gank right now. Does get his slow off. Wild Canadian Chicks needs to be careful here. Oh, an automatic cancel from Yarbs again on Kobe's ultimate. Canadian Chicks does go in there. Good focus from Yarbs, does be able to take him out. Even the heal from Soraka not being able to save him there. And Kobe does pick up the kill, but for what cost? We really need that Vlad to get in the game. He's picking up a straight Woda. Woda, armor boots, and a Heart of Gold. And the Heart of Gold was not built too early game right now. Can I check how much money? Yeah, it was probably built about 5 minutes ago. Not even. Not that much gold being supplied from that Heart of Gold. Unless this game goes super late, like Purple Team wants it to, I assume that Heart of Gold is really not going to play that big of a factor for Vlad. And if anything, it's going to hinder him more. Because he bought it so late in the game. You want to get that within like the first 10-15 minutes, not at like 26 minute, or 16 minute mark. Something like that. It's a little bit late in the game. You need to... Going gold per 5 is something you need to decide early on. And the Odd One finds Kobe again in his jungle, is having none of that, saying, get the hell out, I'm now the counter jungler. Doing a very good job protecting his jungle over there. Doesn't want Unity to get any ups here. Gonna go ahead and donate that blue to Karthus. So strong on Karthus. So good on Karthus. So easy to use on Karthus. At the same time, Reap's gonna be able to take this blue buff for Purple Team over here. Reap needs to start doing the damages for his team, however. Without Reap doing maximum amount of damage, it will be very hard for this Ezreal to be able to do anything. If we do get good double ultimates off, though, from Ezreal as well as Orianna, it's going to be a really easy team fight environment for Purple Team. The only problem is Muddy Kip, however, it doesn't matter if he dies. He'll still do damage, obviously. And with Muddy Kip being so farmed over here, having 192 as well as 2 kills, will allow him to play very strong. Ezreal might try to steal this with his ultimate, playing so dangerous, walking in here like it's no big deal. And oh, the ball coming out from Orianna, however, no ultimate. Blue team does take the dragon. Good smite from the Odd One. A good catch by Orianna. Does catch a few people in her ultimate. However, she goes down basically automatically over that. Sunpowder is digging focus down so hard. Does take out Muddy Kips. Gets that double kill. However, he finally does fall down to Corki, which is not what we want to see. Kobe goes down as well as Soraka finally to that Karthus ultimate. It could flash over the wall from the Odd One. Does allow him to pick up that final kill. And the ace, considering once again Wild Canadian Girls did die top lane to that Aurelia, getting counterpicked so hard. And I mean, I don't want to put the nail in the coffin, but I might have to put the nail in the coffin, guys. Let's see. Let's speed this up by 2 times a little bit right now. See this Corki go ahead and take bottom lane with the Odd One down here. Very easy pickup considering the respawn times on Purple Team are so long. Aurelia is destroying the jungle for Kobe. Really no hope for him there. Once you lose all this map control in the middle of the map because you don't have any bottom turrets, it's just so hard to actually keep control of your jungle because blue team can just go in and out of that basically with no problems. Ultimate coming down from Ezreal almost picks up that Corki. However, Muddy Kips does come in here. Oh, I missed it. Oh, excuse me. Does almost pick up that. The Odd One being in here, basically taking all the damage. Does get a knock-up on everybody on that team. A good ultimate coming out from Kobe. Does almost finish channel for once. Does do a lot of damage. However, Sunpowder going down to Muddy Kip will actually make them lose the game. Luxrio does take down Kobe. Reap trying to do any amount of damage. Another flash for flash lets him not pick up anything. All the while we have Wild Canadian Fangirls up here trying to get away with that pool. And what wild Canadian girl doesn't like pools? I need to stop with those puns right now. But actually does get away with Ghost as well as that troll pool. However, Daraboo has Wild Canadian Chicks' number. And don't we all want their number? Anyway, Daraboo does actually find him in the jungle ever, not being able to do anything. Not that fed to the point where he can actually beat Vlad. But, I mean, the bot lane was struggling down there for blue team. Ezreal now being focused out. Ezreal now being focused out for purple team. It's going to make the game harder and harder. And unless we get a hat on Orianna soon, we're really going to not have much damage. We need Vlad to get caught up here. We need Vlad to farm. A Vlad that sucks early game is a Vlad that pretty much sucks all game. And if you can't go the build that you want on Vlad, then you're going to have to go a defensive build. And Tank Vlad is not the best Vlad, let me tell you. You want a Vlad that's happily fed, happily farmed, and doesn't get this done to him while he's in the lane. Doesn't get half health with every engage with Aurelia. You don't want that happening. Purple team going to start grouping, moving as a team now, is how I want to say it. Kobe, I guess, donating that Wraith and not really wanting to, but giving it to Sunpowder, realizing that Sunpowder is basically their ticket back in this game right now. Kobe needs to be careful. He's going to get caught out here. Doesn't need to engage this right now. Does get a full channel ultimate off 4-1, the full 3 seconds, the full shabam. However, Daraboo goes in there and stuns Kobe, finishing the kill there. Sunpowder trying to get away. So much damage is going to go down from this Karthus ultimate. Oh my gosh, Karthus did go down earlier. I didn't neglect to see that. However, this Vlad finally does get off a good ult on the rest of the team. The damage amplification doing so much. However, Tarek basically having no health right now. Lucrio trying to get in here and do the damage that he needs to for his team. He was MIA for most of that fight. While Canadian Chicks getting off some good E's and Q's, finally having some viability to the team. Sunpowder hoping for a phage proc right now. Doesn't get one with like 3 auto attacks, and that is not good odds. However, a good Q coming out from Sunpowder does lock. Does net them the kill in an was that an 0 for 5? No, that was a 1 for 4 exchange for random ultimate for purple team there, and a good comeback finally. Good positioning by Sunpowder in general. I'm going to say it was a bad. I'm not going to give Kobe really any prop there. I thought that was just a pretty lucky engage for them. Not the best. I don't know if he saw Corky bottom lane or something, and that gave him the go-ahead to engage on blue team. But the fact that it took Corky so long to get in the team fight, and Ezreal did all the damage that he needed to, allowed them to get really far ahead in that team fight, and even pull ahead a little bit now in the gold department and kills. And once you lose all that momentum, which is what blue team just did, you start feeling wary about the rest of your engagements. I mean, blue team was face-stomping for so long right now, and then they just lose a team fight like that. You're kind of like, well, what happened? So with all of that, they are a little bit they're a little bit hazy on engaging now. While Canadian Chicks getting that pool out, is trying to dodge the OddOne. The OddOne trying to catch up, not going to be able to do anything here. Will go super aggressive, just waiting for cooldowns there. A heal coming out from Soraka doing so much, as well as the Vlad heal coming out as well. Does basically full healing him there. Does land. Sunpowder does land. Oh my gosh, all of his skill shots on that Tarek, taking him down easily, turning this down into a 4v5. Kobe trying to force out Muddykips here. Muddykips does not have his ultimate, will not have it in time to finish here. Will this prompt purple team to get the Baron? They do ping it. And with most of the damage being down for purple team, most of the damage being Karthus, it's going to be very hard, for blue team to stop this. Will they even try to? Looks like the OddOne or someone on blue team does pick up on them doing this. So many wards in this bush. It's a ward party in here. And a lot of tanking going down from that Ezreal. Even is actually taking that. Kobe trying to. The other one's going to try to get in there and smite still. Will he be able to do it? Will he be able to smite, steal it? The purple team picks it up. A good smite from Kobe allows them to pick up that Baron easily. The OddOne does go down there in his attempt to pick it up. They're trying to chase it. A good Q coming out from Ezreal. Sunpowder being so spot on this game. Will try ahead. Oh my gosh, another good engagement by Sunpowder there. Does allow him to get the kills. Bringing his team back right now. Carrying them so hard. I need to put his name in the title of this, not the OddOne or Kobe. Daraboo trying to catch Wild Canadian Chicks over here. However, not the best move. While purple team does have Baron now, they're going to go ahead and try to push for the win. Kobe taking a lot of damage there from the turret, however, does trade it very nicely with the rest of the team. Going to be able to get out there while they do have minions. And all the while, Sunpowder is top lane. Oh, Kobe goes down to a Karthus ultimate. Good awareness by Karthus to actually take down Kobe there. However, it's not going to be enough to stop them from pushing. Sunpowder top lane is going to be easily able to most likely take the second turret here. Having his Triforce will assist him in taking down this. Oh, he does ultimate just to try to clear out the lane as fast as possible. He sees Muddy Kips. That most likely will prompt him to go back. He does try not to get hit by that wall. Does walk around it, so the slow does not apply. The TheOddOne almost does has ultimate up, however, just long enough just to get Sunpowder out of there. Very good. Dragon is also open. It just gets pinged by purple team. We'll go ahead and opt to take this. The farther they can get back into the game now, the better. Vlad finally doing a good amount of damage. I applaud Wild Canadian Chicks right now for getting back in this game so well. Having a lot of teamfight presence, a lot more than I thought he/she was going to have. And that's really, to be honest, that's really helping his team a lot right now. I mean, to be honest, I'm seeing Vlad do a lot more in teamfights than this Fed Aurelia is doing. And no offense to Yarbs or anything. I'm just saying, like, I'm surprised Wild Canadian Chicks is able to do so much as in opposition to this Aurelia. Aurelia really needs to start jumping on Tarek, jumping on the AD carry, even suiciding out. Not like full-on suiciding, but doing as much damage to Tarek as he can, because once Tarek dies, where's the damage coming from? You know what I mean? 17 to 22 now, still in blue team's favor. However, purple team with that Baron finally does have the gold lead, excuse me. Does have the gold lead, which is something that is totally unexpected throughout this game. It should not be happening at all. Sorry, reading a text right now. But in all reality, purple team has pulled this game straight out of their ass and brought themselves back to life in this game. I'm so surprised right now that they're able to make such a great move. Sunpowder is really the living thing in this team that is letting them prosper so well. He now does have that Infinity Edge as well as Armor Pen. He's ulting top lane. He's just trying to get as much farm as possible while he has that ultimate up. He knows that he's going to be the factor that gets them back in the game, as well as Orianna finally being able to do a lot of damage with her with her Magic Pen, her hat, and her Rod of Ages now. Finally surpasses Karthus with that item count. And another hat finally coming out for Wild Canadian Chicks now. Will allow them to do a lot of damage in team fights. This is just a crazy game right now. I could have sworn that blue team was going to win this handedly. Easily win this with how great their early game was going. And how great Corky normally does. However, that bottom lane losing, like I was saying earlier, is actually forcing purple team into the lead right now. And blue team did lose that momentum, like I said earlier. And now they're just afraid to engage. They can't because they see purple team with that Baron buff. With Baron buff, they're not going to be able to win. OddOne trying. Kobe going in here, engaging again, doing his crazy engagement that he loves to do. Getting focused down really quick is actually Tarek as well as Aurelia. Aurelia getting bursted so fast. Finally, Karthus does actually get a lot of damage off. However, we do see Sunpowder finally go down. We will see if that does change the team. However, Reap does get a triple kill, almost securing the ace for his team. Reap is now so much of a problem for blue team as well that he will actually be able to push this turret happily. And because of that Will of the Ancients with Vladimir, it's just so much good conjunction with that team. Before it was just Ezreal that they need to take down. Now it's pretty much Ezreal and Orianna. And Vlad is, like I was saying, finally becoming a factor in this game too. TheOddOne I thought actually missed that, but he did not. Trying to actually harass them off his turret up here. Might want to go top lane to push the rest of this down. Steal the blue buff as well as a ping goes down for that. But I'm saying right now, the only thing that's going to get blue team really back into this game is going to be a one Baron fight that they bait purple team into fighting. Like an inconvenient engage is how blue team is going to win this. They're going to need to force purple team into doing something that they don't want to do. And then they're going to need to, going to need to win that team fight and probably pick up Baron as well. And that's how they're going to get back into this this game right now. Without all of those factors happening, unless purple team splits up like one by one and gets caught by blue team, it's going to be really hard for blue team to come back now. This Ezreal is just so fed. And I do applaud, another dragon going down to purple team obviously, but I do applaud TheOddOne for doing so well early game. However, a Fed Nautilus does not win games. A Fed 80 carry wins games. And unless your 80 carry is getting big, he's going to win the game for you. You're not going to win the game, excuse me. Money Kip is strong, yeah, right now, very strong. But, I mean, once you get so late with Karthus, you can only do so much damage. And I'm just noticing right now the build Kobe is going is allowing him to get some damage on his ultimate. I want to see how much damage his ultimate does. It does do 1200 damage with a full channel. That's obviously not including magic resist. However, that is about almost all of Corki's health if he does get caught in that full ultimate. And you gotta realize that that's something Nautilus cannot pull to the table, obviously. Reap, seeing that they're coming in here, he does get out a good ultimate. It's going down so fast. That's going to be able to win the game for Purple Team, taking out 2 people basically with no problem there. They're going to take that advantage, push up the middle like it's no big deal. I don't know why they're chasing right now. They should just be able to push this to the end. Hopefully have the kill. Looks like that's what they're trying to do. You see Sun Powder just going off right now, doing so much damage to the TheOddOne, which is supposed to be the tankiest person on their team. For some reason, tanking the turret does not want to be doing that. Going to get Kobe on that, being very tanky, as well as that shield coming out. Going to try to push down every inhibitor here before Tarek or Corki comes up. A lot of their damage is now thwarted. Going to go for Baron again. Going to play it safe. I do enjoy calls like this. Oh, no. Hugs for heals does get caught out there by the TheOddOne. However, TheOddOne pussies out, realizing that Ezreal is right there. Very good by the TheOddOne. Does not want to get taken out. Especially when this Baron fight is coming up, which is one of the requirements for Blue Team that comes back. They even have it warded, which is great because there's no oracles for Blue Team right now. So if TheOddOne can get there, look, he's trying to get there as fast as possible. He knows this is his last chance for his team, and they're taking it out so fast. I don't even think TheOddOne can get there in time. Oh my gosh, that Baron was just so fast with how fed Ezreal is, and it looks like they are pinging TheOddOne to back there. Ezreal picking up the red buff. Purple Team gonna back right now. Let's speed this up a little bit because we basically know how this is gonna go. They're all going back to buy and they go for a big push in the middle lane. Try to follow this Ezreal. There we go. Gonna try to go for a big push here. Most likely the last push of the game. Gonna go down the bottom lane, try to finish off this turret. They do catch Corki. Corki gets blown up at maximum speed. As well as they do. Ooh, slow motion. They do get caught. Reap gets caught. However, he will easily be able to back off there. Taking substantial damage from that turret, though. No, Corki does actually make this a 4v5, however. Reap trying to get his ball in there for a good ultimate. Any good ultimate from Reap will actually prompt a Purple Team to go in here. Oh, there is one ultimate, taking down Money Kip to half health. So much damage. Actually, no damage coming out from Ezreal. A lot of damage coming out from Reap, though, however. An ultimate going off on Sun Powder. This is the last thing that they want to happen, is for their 80 carry to get caught out. However, Kobe is going in here, trying to get off the ultimate. Does release it right at the end there when Karthus is there, just to make sure that they do net that kill. However, a good turnaround ultimate from Karthus does do a lot of damage. Corki's going to be up relatively quickly. Almost a turnaround fight there for Blue Team. Needs to be very careful for Ezreal not to get caught again. Reap, however, gets caught this time. Corki is now alive, doing a lot of damage. However, Zhonya's coming out from Reap. Will keep him alive and healthy. TheOddOne wants to catch this Reap again. He does. Almost dies. There's so much shield coming out, however, and as well as the slow. Heals for hugs. Oh my gosh, the TheOddOne just locking down Reap right now. Not letting him go anywhere. So much good grabs for the TheOddOne. This is starting to turn into a turnaround right now for Blue Team. However, Wild Canadian Chicks is doing what Wild Canadian Chicks is doing, just being a pest. Does pull the ultimate there like a fucking troll. And it does take out a turret. However, it doesn't take out the other turret. This game is just dragging on. And it's getting crazier and crazier as we go. It's trying to save this last inside turret for Blue Team. Will be able to do that, actually. And once again, Purple Team has to wait to get back in this game. We need Sun Powder to not get caught again like he did last time. That bad engage on the turret there from Orianna to start and then followed up by Kobe is just something we don't need to happen for Purple Team again. I mean, I'm sure you guys want Purple Team to lose because I bet on them, but... Oh yeah, and if they lose, you guys obviously win that $10 Riot Point card. So stay tuned for that. I haven't said that the whole time, but you guys should know that by now, right? Sun Powder is alive now and healthy. We'll go ahead and see what they can do. They're going to pick up a free dragon basically in no time. That has to be the world's fastest dragon right there in 2x speed, though, however. Looks like Orianna's going to try to pick up their blue buff. Slow it down as we are making some approaches towards the base right now. Looks like Sun Powder wants to make a move here. However, he is the only one over here with heals for hugs Needs to be careful. I don't know. It should be in the way back. Being very aggressive with basically being his team's life source right now. Surprised he hasn't bought a Guardian Angel or something like that. He is basically just straight damage with no QSS or anything like that. Relying basically on his Flash as well as Arcane Shift to get him around the battle. It's right there that Arcane Shift does get him out. Kobe taking a lot of damage. Doesn't need to die right now. Trying to get out of there as fast as possible. Yarbs go down. However, he does have... Oh, gets blown up. Sorry, by Corky. As well as Money Kid gets blown up by that Orianna ultimate. They're trying to kite around the Karthus. However, it is not working out too well. Wild Canadian Chicks finally does go down. What else do Wild Canadian Chicks do besides go down? And it looks like the Super Minions will actually prompt Purple Team to hop in here and try to finish this game off. Alwyn trying to thwart them as much as possible, as well as Yarbs and Corky trying to peel these Super Minions off the turret. It looks like Heals for Hugs will finally go down, and Exhaust going down on Sunpaddle will force him to get out of there. Reap's definitely going to go down here. So much damage from Corky still going down, however, it will not win. The Super Minions finally take out the Nexus there for Purple Team, switching the game into their favor, into what could have been another turnaround fight for Blue Team. However, Sunpowder just holding out so well for his team and winning the game there with great teamwork and communication. Very crazy game. High score, high kills, high time. Very good time. Thank you guys for tuning into the League Cast. Thank you for watching this epic game, and I hope to see you guys next time. It is 2-2 right now in the betting. So at any time, I can give away another Riot Point card. Thanks guys for tuning in. You guys have a great day.